Yeah, buddy. You're listening to the Urban Sports Scene. I'm Wole, and I'm joined with my guy Ray Jeezy. What's going on, Ray? Excuse me.
Brother, you asked me right before we came on what the date was, May 20th. And May
Yeah.
20th is significant because it was the day that the Brett Favre documentary on Netflix dropped. The Fall of Favre is what it was called. And I was disappointed. I really was. After watching Shooting Guards with Gilbert Arenas and Javaris, I like that one. I know not everybody did, but the Brett Favre one just didn't hit for me. I don't know why, bro. But that's kind of how I spent my day. I was looking forward to it. They've been hyping it for weeks.
Oh, it's on today? It was on? I didn't know he had a thing
just
going
came out
on.
today.
He had a thing? I didn't know he had something coming out.
Well, it's not him. It was about him. He
Gotcha.
refused to be part of it because, of course, he doesn't like the scrutiny and the criticism he's getting about the welfare money scandal in Mississippi, and also, you know, how he sexually harassed that girl who was like a reporter at the time for the Jets.
Mhm.
So it's about all that stuff behind the scenes, who he was, and I was reminded that he got drafted by the Falcons. I was like, dang, that's right. He was a Falcon for a minute.
How you gonna forget that?
Film, huh?
How you gonna forget that?
Because he never played for the Falcons. Do you remember like Stan Humphries was a Redskin? Like you think about it like that?
I knew he was. I knew Stan Humphries was a Redskin. I knew that. Like he was my favorite. He was like actually one of my favorites on the team too.
Why?
Because preseason, he's a killing preseason, dog. He looks so better than Mark Rippon in preseason. I actually low key wanted him to start.
Oh yeah, you was one of them Danny Werfel fun and gun guys in the preseason. Like, oh
No
yeah,
lies.
we gonna be good this year. Nah, but I forgot that the Falcons drafted him. Anyway, I watched the documentary and like I said, I wasn't into it. I thought it was kind of weak considering that we knew everything that was already in there, and they didn't bring out a whole lot of new information except that he partied a lot or whatever like that, and he was chasing women. He wasn't a good family guy, so I was like, man, I wasted an hour of my life.
They talk about drugs and stuff.
Drugs?
Yeah, like he was addicted to some type of. Wasn't he addicted to something?
Well, he said something about painkillers, but they never referenced that throughout the.
Yeah, it was something. It was
special.
something.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was something. That was like a thing where they folks felt like he was going towards a downward spiral because he was done with substance abuse. I don't like Brett Favre is like Brett Favre to me. But Gilbert Arenas joint was good, Paul. Stan was good. Yeah, Stan Humphries was good. They used to, Paul was I know,
Stan
right?
was good. Yeah, with the Chargers, he was good.
He was good. He's gonna get the opportunity, bro. He's gonna get the opportunity.
I'm just saying, when you look back at Stan Humphries, it's like he played for the Chargers. That's what you think. Ryan Clark played for the Steelers. We don't think about Ryan Clark here. I'm just saying. I don't think about Brett Favre as a Falcon. I mean, he literally did not play. Billy Joe Tolliver was ahead of this dude on the
facts. That's a lie. That's facts. That's facts. Which is wild, though, right? Which is wild.
Yeah, he didn't study film according to the documentary, so I did learn that part. He was like a Mike Vick type. Anyway, Gibbs didn't like young QBs. Gibbs was a QB guy, obviously.
He like old QBs, though. He always like old QB. He always like vets. He always like, yeah. That's like when Patrick Ramsey and Mark Brunell, he chose Mark Brunell.
But here's the thing, though. He always said after Stan Humphries left, Joe Gibbs said this. He said, I knew he was going to be that good. I knew he was going to be good.
I did too.
Cam, what's up? But if he didn't like young quarterbacks, then I feel like he needs to own up to it. Joe Gibbs.
Yeah, I thought he did too. What's going on? I thought so too. I mean, I didn't think he liked young quarterbacks. I like that because I came to that conclusion when the year like Mark Brunell started real bad, and I was like, he don't like Patrick Ramsey. Like he don't like young quarterbacks. Well, he went with Mark Brunell. And Mark Brunell, this is when he didn't look good too. So
Stan turned the ball over also. Well, maybe that played a role, but I know for the Chargers he was killing.
He was killing with the Chargers, man. He looked like that dude. When they got to the Super Bowl with him, right? And they got squashed by the Niners, but he got to the bowl with him.
They got smacked, but still. Hey.
Yeah, but he got there though, right? But hey, let's knock out some particulars. Hey, check out our website, which is theurbansportscene.com. You can also subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search The Urban Sports Scene. If you're on here on YouTube for the first time, our YouTube channel, our Urban Sports Scene YouTube channel, hit that red subscribe button and also like this video. Don't forget to tweet us at Urban Sports Scene. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at Urban Sports Scene. And also like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. You can also join our Urban Sports Scene Facebook group. Just search Urban Sports Scene, sports bloggers, sports podcasters, and sports debates. All right. Let's get into our tradition, the pregame. Here's what we have on tap. we're going to preview the NBA Conference Finals in the East and Western Conferences. All right, let's get into it tonight at 8:30 in the Western Conference Finals. The Minnesota Timberwolves will travel to Oklahoma City to take on the OKC Thunder. Ray, how do you see this series panning out or turning out?
I think it's going to be one of the tougher defensive series that we've seen in a while. Both teams are really good defensively. We know what Minnesota brings with Rudy Gobert is kind of like the anchor on defense. I like the way the Ant defended LeBron in that first round. I also like Alex Caruso and what he did against Jokic. I thought that was dope. Like, he showed some heart. I know that trade was big. Alex Caruso can hoop. You know that, Wole, from his days in LA. But I was pleasantly surprised by how he came through defensively. And he stepped up. And when they put on the clamps, especially in Game 7, they turned over the Denver Nuggets so many times, and that turned into fast break points. But to be real, even though like the defensive stars are in this game and the defensive battle I expected to be is going to be dope, it comes down to the co-stars. And Chet Holmgren versus Julius Randle is going to be a dope matchup, my dude, because both are so versatile. Julius Randle, of course, is really, really tough, and he wants it. He wants a chance. He was talking about how he really was used to taking vacations around this time. So it's like, it's great to be playing this deep into the playoffs, but Chet is better than what I thought he was going to be honest. I know that, again, the Oklahoma City Thunder is a complete team. I know that the Minnesota Timberwolves have a lot of pieces like Naz Reid, like good complementary pieces around. But still, I think it's going to come down to the co-stars. And I've been wrestling about who has the edge, Julius Randle or Chet Holmgren, when it comes to that best co-star role, so to speak.
Yeah,
Paul
says Wolves in 5. My man, McCann says, what's good about the NBA is we have parity. Someone about to witness a championship for the first time in their life. I agree. That's what I like about this one. It's new blood. I'm gonna ask you your question, and everybody. I'm more a fan of Chet Holmgren than Julius Randle. I like his game all around. But I feel like Julius Randle has the edge, though, just because I feel like he's more of a consistent scorer for that team. But I do think the potential of Holmgren is better. But I think that who has the edge in terms of a guy with the body of work. We're talking about a guy who's an all-star in New York. Has played very well in the postseason with Ant Edwards. So I just think he has the edge in terms of if you're talking about Robbins, right? I guess he would have the edge. But my overall opinion is that just as an overall team, Oklahoma is just deeper, right? I just think they're just deeper. They just got bodies and they got guys who can put the ball in the basket, and they have the best player. Regardless, I like Ant Edwards, but they got the best player on the floor in Shea. You had depth and you had Shea. I think you have the better team, and also they're battle tested. We can say, like, you can look at what they did to the Warriors, Minnesota, but it was easier, right? Steph went out, but you look at what this team did when the OKC, they won 7, but they won 7 against a champion, like a Nuggets team that's a champion. They knocked out LeBron and Luka. Yeah, you can say it, but Paul, like, you can say it, but it's the truth. Like, they did this, right? When Steph was out there and I was rooting for Minnesota. When Steph was out there, it ain't look sweet. When Steph went down, it looked sweet. So, and you know what I mean. So I'm just saying, like, we're talking who's battle tested in this postseason. In the postseason, OKC's more battle tested. Period. Point blank. Period. And he's not the best. Who's going to be MVP? Ant Edwards not going to be the MVP, so he's not going to be the best player on the floor. The MVP is Shea. That's the best player. Like, Ant's the sexier player, but Shea is the best player in the league.
My man Matthias, he pulling up, and
I see it.
Just know he's a Knicks fan, and a lot of Knicks fans felt like when Julius Randle left, and shout out to again Matthias for coming through. When Julius Randle left, they felt like toughness left their team because Cat is known for somebody who's more of a finesse type of guy or whatever that. So him saying that Julius Randle is the X factor 100%, I don't blame him for thinking that. Julius Randle is tough. That's why I think right now he has a slight edge over Chet, just because he got that hunger and he's got that experience that Chet doesn't have yet. But Chet, you said the word Wole, potential. I know we don't always like to talk about that, but Chet is hooping. He's getting better. I think just a slight weight gain. Just a little bit. He don't want to keep that KD type of body style his whole career because I think that won't benefit him long term, especially when he gets banged around. That's why he was a little injury prone. But in this series right here, hey, I think Julius Randle gonna come hoop.
I mean, he is. I mean, Julius Randle's an individual who just has his versatility to his game. He can knock the three ball. Only thing is that for Julius Randle is sometimes he's his own problem, right? Sometimes he can get a little out of control, a little wonky. But that's just Julius Randle. But I think when he's going good, playing physical basketball, not jacking up a bunch of threes, he's a better player. You know what I mean? He's just a better player at this point in time in his career. I think Chet in the postseason is averaging about 15. He's playing good. I mean, you talk about Chet has to step up. The real talk, the X factor for the squad, like the real Robin is Jalen Williams, and he averaging about 19. So we talking about Chet, and Chet like that. Chet averaging 15 good enough for him to win games. This is why they more dangerous than OKC and then Minnesota. They second best player for real is Jalen Williams, and Jalen Williams is averaging 19. Chet to me is like the potential. Like when I look at Chet, to your point, Ray, like I think it's potential. I think potentially, I mean, Chet should be the second best player on the squad. When you look at the squad, Jalen Williams is the second best player, and he'll probably at 19.
Cam makes an interesting point. Hartenstein.
I do agree with that. I do agree with that.
Hartenstein he's somebody who creates defensive nightmares for other teams. You saw that last year with the Knicks. That's why he wouldn't have got paid. His offensive game still coming along, but defensively you can't question it. That's why Cam, to be real, I looked at that matchup because again, these guys are going to be on the front lines. They're going to be facing off against one another. And
also you got Dort, who's a good defender. You're probably gonna put him on Ant, so Ant will have to work. There's gonna be some stuff that's gonna be real interesting.
He will cook Dort.
Look, it's not about never stop. Make him work. It's not about Dort will make Ant. I put like this. Dort will make Ant work more than anybody else. And I like McDaniels as a defender, but I'm telling you, like because of how Shea plays basketball, because Shea doesn't want to. He doesn't rely on shooting a three. He doesn't try to. He's not searching a three. Like I like Anthony Edwards, but nowadays Anthony Edwards is searching out a three, like more than in driving and driving game on you. He's searching out a three a lot of times. If you look at his game, some of his three-point attempts, he's shooting a lot of three-pointers. Shea, if you try to take away the three, like he ain't concerned with the three. So you're gonna be worried about the whole court with Shea. That's why I feel like Dort can make Ant work a little bit more compared to Shea and McDaniels. Because now McDaniels, he's gonna have to chart. He's gonna have to contest the midi. He gotta play the midi, the step back, the drive, the three ball. You can the post, the bullet, the going to the basket going to the basket strong. He has to defend all of that. That's what I'm saying. Like it's gonna be a problem with Shea. Shea's gonna be a problem for them. But I guess I know what
everybody. He's so smooth. He gets to the lane with ease. It's amazing, and his midi is dope. I agree with you. Go ahead, though, bro.
But also, you know what? I'm not giving any flowers to Rudy Gobert too. I think Rudy Gobert in the back end too could be a problem with this with this length as waiting at the rim as a rim protector.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? He's not, but he does too much. He does too much. Like, all right, it's like if you play Ray, you play. I mean, as a hooper, if you know one dude just trying to jack threes, he may be like that jacking threes. Don't get twisted. But it's easier than playing somebody who's willing to not just jack the three. If the three ain't there, he ain't still trying to shoot the three. He's still trying to take the midi or he's trying to drive. It's harder to defend somebody who's not trying to do one thing. You don't know what Shea going to do. Shea got counters for counters. He got counter moves. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, McDaniels' length should hinder it, but the counters, it's like playing Kyrie. How many counters does Kyrie have? Klay Thompson is a great defender. Great defender. Kyrie had him on skates. Why? He had counters to his moves. He had counter to counter for his defense. If you want to play my three, all right, I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna do a pull up. If you want to take my drive, you want to play my drive? I'm gonna pull up. You want to play my drive? I'll shoot a three or pull up. It's counters to counters. McDaniel, all I'm saying is, as much as I like Anthony, I love Anthony Edwards. I love his mentality, but he don't got counters. He don't got counters like Shea. Shea got counters.
Why did Denver have success against Shea in Game 6 and Game 7? It's because as soon as he beat that first defender, they collapsed on him, and he struggled from the floor. Even though, of course, they got that win in Game 7, he was struggling, and you saw he got pulled out of bigger moments than we are used to seeing with SGA. So I'm wondering if Minnesota is going to try to copy that blueprint where once he gets in the lane, you converge on him. Now, here's the thing. he created for other guys. He made just timely passes, oops, kickouts for three. He can do that. He's a creator. So I'm thinking that because of what you're saying, because of how versatile he is, either way he's going to be a problem. Even if, let's just say, they play effective defense on him as a group, not individually, but as a team.
I mean, we could say the same thing about Ant, because I felt like Ant down the stretch that last couple, like who was starting to shoot the ball poorly. You know what I mean? So they like
against Golden State, he didn't really have no comp. You know, they were blowing Golden State out in the second half of those games. He had nobody.
I mean, but he wasn't shooting. He wasn't shooting well though. He just wasn't shooting well. I'm not saying you're talking about shooting the ball efficiently. He wasn't efficient shooting the ball. He wasn't efficient for some of the games. I mean, early in the season, he wasn't efficient. It's all about being efficient.
He said he don't need no counters. Paul said he don't need no counters.
You need counters. No, you don't. That's a lie. In basketball, you need counters. If you're a prolific scorer, like all the great scorers have counters. That's not like, but I'm not going to do that. Like your favorite players, Steph has counters. Steph has counters at a 3-point shooter. All your great players have counters. Steph has a counter. So when you try to take when you try to take the three away, he'll go ahead and drive and hit you with a lay or a floater. He got a counter to your. He has a counter. KD got counters. He got big counters. Melo had counters. All your best scorers have counters. He needs a counter. He needs count you talking about killers out here. Like what puts you to a different level as a scorer is your counters. If you don't have, unless your team is super deep as an individual scorer, you need counters. That's basketball. You're gonna need counters. Like there's no one just plays off of athleticism unless you're a dimensional player, like a facilitator as well. Like you can make the argument that LeBron doesn't have big counters. He doesn't. But because he's a facilitator, it's different. He's a facilitator and passer, so his IQ is different. And Edwards is a scorer. He's not a facilitator. He's a scorer. You know what I mean? So if you're a scorer, you need counters. That's just basketball. That's what you need. You be a 3-level player, you still need counters to get to your 3 levels. You know what I'm saying? You can be a 3-level player. You need counters to get to your 3 levels.
Well, I think you get ready to kill my question for tonight.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Everything you said. No, because my question is, there's been discussions over the generations in the NBA of passing the torch. I remember Magic, when he interviewed LeBron, he said, me and Larry passed the torch to MJ. MJ passed it to Kobe and so on and so on. And there was so much discussion last season, is the torch going to be passed from LeBron and Steph, so to speak, to Tatum and Ant. And then, of course, Ant doesn't make the finals. Tatum goes on to win it. And that discussion went out the window. Now Tatum's hurt. Ant's back in this position. A year later, he's learned from the experience. So is his team. Can we now bring the discussion back to the torch being passed to Anthony Edwards if he can win in this series and take Minnesota to a finals where they've never been before?
I think torch only passes you win a championship. That's because Jason Tatum won a championship. He's still in his age bracket. You don't give a torch if you're in the same age bracket and you don't win. You got to win it. If Shea wins it, Shea should get that talk because Shea's in the age bracket. You're in the same age bracket. I can't give you a torch if you haven't won a championship in the same age bracket. You're in the same era. Like Jason Tatum and Edwards aren't far apart in age. Am I correct? So he can't get the torch. Now you may want to give it. Like you can't give it to him for not winning. The only way he gets it is he wins it. That's how I look at it. There's no like Mike didn't get the torch until he like won it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when they thought of him as like the player. Like I mean, talking about being.
And to me, he beat Detroit. He didn't get the torch.
Yeah, he had to be Detroit to get the torch. Because everything else was talked about by fandom. Like, you know, some players didn't accept Mike as like Isaiah didn't accept it. Like certain players, even Magic said he didn't accept it. You know what I'm saying? He had to get beaten to accept it. Like you have to the fans are going to choose whoever. And that doesn't even articulate to like the better player. For instance, would you say Jokic is better than Anthony Edwards, even if he won a championship?
I think Jokic just had a better career.
He's a better player. He's a better player than. He's a better player at this point. But you won't give him the torch though, because it's not popular. Because when the torch in terms of popularity, that's what I'm saying. Like it's a popularity thing too. Because we could say the same. Like Shea, the last 2 years. We be honest with it. The last 2 years, Shea's arguably been the best player in the NBA.
Arguably, I don't disagree. I just think that, to your point, there are some that passed the torch to LeBron, or they felt like it was his league, even though it took him a while to win a chip You know what
They
I'm
only
saying?
gave it to him when he in the championship. They weren't trying to acknowledge him. They were trying to give it to Kobe. They weren't
It
acknowledging
was
him.
still Kobe's league until
They called it Kobe's league until he won a championship. Like, even though he was getting MVPs, it ain't your league in terms of player recognition. I'm not talking about fans. Fans will give it to whoever. In terms of player recognition, it's the truth. Player recognition, because shoot, we could have said Vince Carter like was about to get the torch. For real. But that's fandom brought a player. Like, player recognition let you know. Player recognition, this dude is like, they'll give it to you. Like, you win a championship, that it's player, it's media, it's everything. You know, it's all that involved.
Yeah, you're right about the fandom thing. To be honest, my personal opinion, I was just posing a question because
No, you're right. No, I get you. Yeah, I get you.
But my personal opinion is Ant might be the most exciting player in the league. But
by far.
He's not the face of the league because, again, in order to achieve that, you have to win. You said it yourself. And same thing with Luka. Luka was the future face of the league, but he didn't win. So then that's out the window. SGA, the thing about him is there's nothing not to like about him. But in terms of personality, same thing with Jokic, the NBA doesn't want guys like Jokic or SGA to be the face of the league. They don't because of their personality. They don't have that sort of marketability that Anthony Edwards has. You see what I'm saying?
I'm with you. And I'm be real, man. People want to hear it because he's Canadian too. They don't want to give it to him for real.
I knew he was gonna say that.
I ain't lying. Because like, and Jokic, they like Jokic.
Jokic is boring. I told you.
And I'm be real with you. Too. You know what? And y'all say, like, real talk, Jokic funny as hell, but they gonna give it to him because he's a European. He funny. Jokic is funny as hell.
Torches passed based on rings. Matthias, who averaged 40 in January 2019? And who are you talking about? I'm just trying to figure it out.
40? Who averaged 40?
He said somebody averaged 40. He must have left the name out. Without winning, he was one of the faces of the league is different from being the face of the league.
Yeah,
you know
I agree.
It's totally different. Now, Paul said it was not until Jordan beat the Lakers.
Yeah, I agree with him. That's what I felt like. But you got
that was the first title, right?
He beat Detroit and the Lakers. Yeah, exactly. He's on James Harden. That's good. Yeah.
Oh, James Harden. Harden. Yeah, James Harden truly was one of the faces of the league. I agree. He was one of the most exciting. Same thing. One of the most exciting guys to watch. Could do it all. I mean, he was definitely. I love it. Westbrook in his prime. I mean, we talking about walking triple double. That OKC team, dope. But in terms of just being the guy, like Steph started winning. Same
let's go
thing.
to our area, bro. Let's go further back in our area. I'm the dude. I'm a Hoya fan. Allen Iverson, like
that's tough
because he was borderline because for the culture. He was borderline a face, but he really wasn't the face because the league didn't want to make him the face because of what he represented. But he was borderline. You talking about the league in general, not the culture. The league in general. The culture wanted to make him the face. The culture wanted to make him the face.
Penny
the league didn't want to. The league, Penny too. The culture Penny. They wanted. So they wanted Penny to be the face. They wanted Penny to be the face. Like that's different. They really wanted.
But
they didn't win. They did. They wanted Penny though. They wanted Penny, but he didn't win.
That's dope.
Yeah. So
that's tough. That hurts because I mean we love AI so much that one will argue. I mean, of course, if we put this argument out there, for just say all the social media, then people gonna have mixed opinions because people feel like Allen Iverson was the NBA. He changed everything. You're right.
He was.
But it's different. It's a difference when you're talking about winning. It is, man, because there were guys, probably in the 80s. I can't necessarily think about it off the top of my head. Well, like Dominique, for example, exciting, but he couldn't beat.
That's a perfect one.
The Celtics, he couldn't beat.
Perfect one.
You know what I'm saying? The Pistons.
That's a perfect one.
It's one of those frustrating things. If you are a real fan of these guys, you mentioned Vince. Everybody loved Vince Carter. He was must see TV. But yeah, in order to get that, I'm just wondering because that went out the window last season for Ant. And Ant has the skills. I mean, Ant played more on the USA team over Tatum for a reason. Talk about Steve Kerr, you want, but I think Ant has just that. He just has that much ability, and he's still getting better. So Wole, going back to what you said earlier. If he adds those elements to his game that's missing, like he worked on his diet, which is something that was lacking at first, I think eventually he can push Minnesota to places they've never been. Just making it to the final will be huge, but it won't be enough because he's going to need to win it. I will say this though, with the 4 teams left, he's got a good daggone chance. If you can get past OKC, I like
him. He can win. Or the Pacers. He can get past OKC. I ain't gonna lie. If he can get past,
Matthias, I like him against the Knicks.
But I can hold you. If he got to get past, if he get past OKC, he can win a championship. He can win a championship by far. His biggest challenge is OKC. Like that's the challenge. Like I feel like everybody else. I think everybody else. This is I think whoever wins out of here is good. Whoever wins out the West is good.
Jalen Brunson to be the face, man.
He came to face. You talking about boring? He too boring. And I love Jalen Brunson. He's too boring.
You think he boring? Not SGA boring though.
Nah, SGA ain't boring for I heard he ain't boring.
No, like his personality.
Yeah, I heard his ain't boring.
His approach to the
I heard
game.
I heard he talk mad. I heard he talk about. I heard he talk a lot of sugar honey iced tea. That's what I heard.
I mean, he might, but I mean, it's kind of.
I don't think Jalen Brunson don't do nothing. What did Jalen? I ain't gonna lie. What do he do other than has a podcast?
He's exciting to watch.
So is it? So SGA is too because he is buckets
for basketball guys.
Yeah, I don't think Jalen Brunson is excited. I'm like this. Jalen Brunson is exciting to watch. You know why he's exciting to watch? I'm gonna hold you because he's in New York. Yeah, because he did the same thing in Dallas. He did the same thing in Dallas, bro. In Dallas, he was like as Luka's bench player. When he came in, he used to do the same thing. He got the same exact game.
Oh, you saying that's a Knicks fan, but I feel you, bro. I feel you. But
bro, look like real talk.
I think
Villanova
relish the Garden.
In Villanova, was he excited in Villanova? No, he was just getting buckets. He wasn't excited. Exciting.
That NY machine is no joke, man.
It's real, though.
It makes Anthony Mason look like one of the best players in the league, bro. That's real. Emmanuel Quickly was that dude, and I like Emmanuel Quickly. He's a DMV guy, but I'm just saying, when you play in New York, it's a different type of atmosphere, man. That's why I wish Melo would. I love Melo. I wish he would seize it.
Rome said he's more excited but SGA is a machine.
SGA is phenomenal.
Hey, I'm telling y'all this. If SGA was in New York, y'all be saying something totally different. Because where he at, man. I'm telling y'all. When you get that crowd going and you in the Garden and every bucket you hit, man, come on, y'all. I'm telling you. Like, you put SGA in a New York Knicks jersey, it's a different talk. It's a different vibe, man. It's a different vibe. Sometimes it's where you at.
New York is such a home court advantage that even if you have the better squad, you can't win. Ask the Miami Heat. They had better teams than them Allen Houston Sprewell teams, but they could not win because New York was so real in terms of how the Garden it's legendary. You can't describe that atmosphere, bro. Like Jalen Brunson is a great culture guy to be the face of the league, like A.R. Penny. Partially because of podcasts in NYC, but I don't think he's better than SGA. Good point. Jalen Brunson, I like watching him play. I could watch him play. Anyway.
I like him.
In Dallas, he was dope to watch in Dallas.
He was like that Dallas to me.
Yeah.
No one cared about him in Dallas, though.
But in terms of being the face, like if I had my way, I would definitely want Ant to be the face of the league. I would want him to be because he's he's that charismatic to me.
My face, I mean, I would love Ant to be. I mean, for real talk, my face would be Ja, but you know he can't like Ja's like different.
Oh no, that's Gilbert Arenas 2.0.
No, that's my face. That's he's talking about an exciting.
He is the Washington Wizards. Strip club, guns. He should have played here. That's where he should have been at. But he's talking about exciting. He's talking about exciting for sure.
Exciting
for sure.
Exciting. Like Ja is exciting, though.
So is Zion. I mean, it's a lot of exciting guys.
Zion's exciting too. Yeah,
Zion is exciting too. I mean, it's sad that we don't have these guys playing in these primetime games and their teams just. Well, Ja was in the play. Ja got hurt again, and that wasn't his fault. You know what I'm saying? That's your man Wole that did that.
Yeah, dirty
man.
Like
interesting, man. But at least I want to say this. I'm glad that Minnesota did make it because OKC needs an opponent that's going to kind of create that entertainment value for fan viewership. Fan viewership is down, of course, in NBA. And it's like Utah. Utah was dope back in the day, with Stockton and Malone, but they were boring as crap to watch.
They're boring. That's boring.
And then they played against Tim Duncan and the Spurs. You're like, man, I don't want to see this. Even though there were great players, all-time great players involved, it wasn't fan-friendly all the time. The type of basketball that was played.
See, what you just talking about?
Johnny need to go to Utah. he tries to say he need to go somewhere where he can't get in trouble.
No. That's correct.
We're not going there. I'm not going there.
We're not doing that.
Not going there. I ain't going there.
We're not putting Ja no Utah. We're not going to do that.
I'm not saying that.
I ain't putting Ja no Utah. I ain't doing that. I'm not ruining that man's career.
I'm not saying nothing. He might do well. Nah, Paul George struggled in Indiana. he can't go nowhere. He can't go
Oh,
nowhere.
boy, George is actually better in Indiana than he was anywhere else to me. I thought he was way better in Indiana than he was anywhere else. I ain't gonna lie to you. I won't even hold you. I thought he was a better
Bring Ja to
basketball player.
DC. Nah, Ja can't come. Well, the new DC is different. The new DC
It's
is a
not the
lot
same
different.
DC. It's different from it used to be. He
It's a
may be
lot
out
different.
here.
It's
He
a
may
lot
be out
different.
here, man. We ain't.
Oh
my
yeah,
man.
because he'll come to some American games with that. Maybe you could get him on your campus, bro. Paul said, nah. Nah, I don't know. DC is not what, but we know what DC was back in the Gilbert days when Love was out there. Where my man Taj at tonight? Taj always.
I know. I'm trying to get my man Taj.
The chocolate city when the chocolate city was the chocolate city. Yes.
I'm trying to get my man Taj on. I'm hitting him up. I'm trying to see where he at. Where he at though?
Taj. I don't know where he at, but Taj, I would need him. But I ain't gonna waste no time.
My man wrong.
It's a good question, and I'm glad we had the discussion because if Ant somehow is to get it done, and with the Minnesota Timberwolves after what Garnett could not accomplish, I think he's not only going to be the face of the league, he's going to be considered the best Timberwolf ever ahead of Kevin Garnett for you to win a championship.
That's a good one.
I'm just saying for real because you said it's about championships. Y'all all said it. If he wins a championship,
better in Minnesota player than Kevin Garnett. That's a good one.
If he wins, only if he wins a championship. That's what I'm saying.
Dang, you know what? What if he just goes to the finals? Kevin Garnett can get to the finals.
See I don't know. I don't know about that one though.
That's tough because
I don't know about that.
That's tough. That's tough. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't think about that question. That's a good one. If Ant got to the finals, would he be a better Minnesota Timberwolf than Kevin Garnett? Damn. He didn't win the championship because he won the championship. If he win the championship, you're right. Like that's automatic. It's a done deal, that's whether you agree or not. That's automatic.
And we all love KG the player.
But if he gets to it, he may be better than him all
yeah, like same thing. Paul, what you saying right now?
JB
no, I would say ahead of Ewing. If Brunson win the championship, I say put him ahead of all of them. Shoot. Instead of put him behind like Clyde Frazier and like Willis Reed. Yeah, I'm talking about in terms of our lifetime era, he ahead of Ewing. He's ahead of every great Knick you can think of. If he wins the championship. If you win a chip, yep, I would.
Yeah,
I would say that.
That's fair. That's fair, bro. That's fair. Man, Melo to me, the best Melo was in Denver anyway.
No, I watched KG, Matthias. I watched him, bro. Like I was a grown man.
Me too. We all did,
and we love KG. I'm just saying, if he wins a chip,
look,
KG
everybody
couldn't get over the hump.
Look at everybody defending KG. No, y'all gotta be keeping. If he win a championship, dog, yeah, he gotta be over KG, dog. I'm sorry, in Minnesota, KG ain't win it, bro. He ain't win it.
Nope, he had to leave.
And y'all can't. I know everybody gonna say like, well, KG ain't never had help. I mean, Ant squad. I mean, Julius Randle, all right, yeah, but it's not like KG had some. He had Stan Cassell. He had some people. He had Spree.
It's exactly why. It's exactly why. LeBron went back to Cleveland because he had to finish the story, like Cody.
Facts.
He had to do it. Just saying. But I love KG though. Don't get it twisted. I don't even want to put.
Damn,
don't get it twisted. I don't want to do it. Right, I just say you have to if you win the championship.
No, that's a banger. I might tweet this out, bro. That's a banger.
But they got to get past OKC, so I'm thinking too far ahead.
That's a banger.
I'm thinking too far ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, bro, that's a banger though. That's not a right. That's a banger, dog. That's a banger.
It's a discussion point. I don't like to argue. You know what I'm saying? I like
arguing.
No, not me and you. I'm just talking about general. I like to spark discussions. You know what I'm saying? This is more of a debate culture we live in, and people get heated, but it's all in fun because at the end of the day, you got two guys who hopefully Ann Edwards will go down as one of the top 50 players that ever played the game in the NBA. And
I mean,
Kevin Garnett, sorry, he's already in there, top 75, whatever you want to put him at. So
he on his way. I mean, I think he's gonna be.
It'll be the Wolves. The Wolves have never even been to the finals. Period. You know what I'm saying? At least the Bullets.
Nah, that's what I'm saying.
At least we got that. The Bullets won West Unseld, baby. You know what I'm saying? And is a legend. And is dope, man. And I love the way he worked in this game. Wole wasn't an Ant fan at first, and he.
I love his way he works in this game. I love the way he works.
Yeah,
he puts in big work, man.
Puts in the work.
He puts in big work, dog. Big work. I like people.
His drive today is not what it was when he was a rookie. I'm talking about in high school because he was a football player. He's such a naturally gifted athlete. I watched him lose a high school game against what's the point guard that went to Auburn? Wole, his sister Tia Cooper brother, Sharif Cooper. Cooper He went undefeated. His high school team went undefeated and beat Ant Edwards' high school team in Georgia. And Ant Edwards was clearly the best player on the court. And that just shouldn't have happened. Like, he should have dominated and took the game over. Even when he got to the league, he was picked number 1 overall and said, really, I don't think basketball is even my favorite sport. You know what I'm saying? So I think that he had to grow to be this guy, and he has, and it's amazing. And daggone, if he wins the championship, hey, Lou, what's good, Lou? Lou told Lakers at 5. Lou crazy. Hey, but Lou, if Anthony Edwards wins it, if Anthony Edwards would have won a championship, Lou, Anthony Edwards would be placed above KG in terms of greatest Wolves ever. Agree with me, Lou. Light skin love, baby. Trust me.
I agree with you. I can't even
because you can't argue. You can't argue with rings, man.
Because every football fan. You can't. The reason why I'm with you because folks can't like go against the argument when they use it all the time.
Yeah.
For like GOAT conversation. So if you're not using it, if you're not using this art, if you're a person that doesn't use rings as a GOAT in the GOAT conversation, then you can't. Then I'm with you. But if you're a person who does use that in a conversation, you can't go against what you're saying. That would be then you'd be going against everything. You folks would come out and saying, well, this person's the best player because this person got this amount of rings.
Lou ain't hear me. Lou, I said if Anthony Edwards were to win a title this year, a championship, would he then be placed ahead of Kevin Garnett in terms of the greatest Timberwolves of all time? That's what I asked. That's the question right there. You know what I'm saying? And I think put him Dago Marbury. Hey Matthias, if you still out there, Marbury, your man, he messed KG all up because they had something brewing before.
Oh man, they had it
before Marbury mental health kind of went out, somewhere else. But I mean, I respect that. I don't want to be disrespectful.
Was his mental health bad at that time though?
Yeah, he was homesick, and it didn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Why he had to be back home in New York. So that's why he went to Jersey. Guys close to good. Lou just said it would be a great argument. Lou took the political response. Yeah, it would be a great argument to have. Yes.
Hey, no, I want to answer, Lou. I don't want that great argument to have. I want to answer.
We need answers, Lou.
We need answers, Lou.
It's gonna be a dope series. Like I said, great defense. We're gonna see if Ants elevates his game to another level for my guy Wole.
I think he can. I'm just saying, like,
yeah, Paul is with it. He's with it. Paul is an Ant guy, though. I know that.
He's with it. He's with it. Paul, he a Steph Curry. He a Golden State Warrior. So,
there is no such thing. Well, we kind of talked about that. I ain't gonna go back there.
So you got.
We go back to Mark Cooper.
I know, right? Who you have? So you said who you have winning the series though?
Who I got winning the series? Woo! Man, I'm going with the Thunder, my brother.
Yeah, I think they deeper, dog.
I'm going Thunder in 6.
What's going on, Mike? Got Thunder in 6.
I got Thunder in 6. Despite
what's going on? Always talking ball. I appreciate them. They on IG. They got IG. They Pacers, baby. They like you know.
Hey, Mike, what's good, Mike? It's good to see you.
We're gonna talk about the Pacers next.
How that Florida weather going, bro?
Yeah, I'm about to talk about the Pacers.
I'll be there in July, man.
We're gonna talk about the Pacers next, so we'll make sure my guys know what's going on, Mike.
My man Wole rehydrating. He getting ready for a boxing match. Taj is in the building. Yes,
Taj in the building. Okay, Taj said Wolves in 7. All right, Taj got the Wolves in 7. Okay. Taj, you missed a whole DMV talk the city talk, man.
Yeah, John Morant. Just imagine John Morant in a Wizards uniform, Taj. That give you the thought process behind what we were talking about earlier. Yeah, so anyway, exactly. that's Gilbert Arenas and Andre Blatch combined. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but in the new DC though, Taj. In the new DC. Anyway.
In the new DC. I got OKC. I think OKC wins all their home games. I don't think lose a home game. So I think it's fair to say I think OKC in 6.
That's what I said too. Same thing.
OKC in 6. Yeah,
I said the same thing. We on the same page. Yes, sir. Let's go.
Jaden got the Wolves in. Okay. Matthias got the Wolves in 6. Okay. The majority of people got the Wolves though. This is crazy.
I wouldn't be shocked. I'm not saying that OKC is definitively better.
What was their head-to-head matchup this season? I'm interested in that.
Good question. That's Paul. That's Paul right there, man.
Let me ask that.
Sorry, Wole.
What happened? Morant.
I said that's Paul right there, Mo. That he got the answer for you.
He always does though.
It slipped. The Mo part slipped. I know you don't like
Hey,
this.
damn, I hate Mo. Who's Mo? Who is Mo?
Same as Felicia. Who's Felicia? Slapsticks, fish sticks, Knicks and 5. We gonna get there, Lou. Lou's an old school basketball fan. Lou's older than us, so Lou remember like Walt Frazier.
Hey, go ahead.
Lou was in middle school when Willis Reed came out of the
No, don't do that to my man, Lou. Don't do that to my man, Lou. We don't do that here.
It's nothing wrong with experience. I'm not age discriminating. You know what I'm saying? Luke is still
They split.
20.
They
2 and 2. 2 and 2.
2 and 2. They split 2 and 2.
Woo! I wonder who won at home and who on the road. That's the question. But you know what? The regular season, in a way, let me not say that because that's going to ruin my next argument.
They all won home games.
Oh, there you go, my man Todd. He said
Mo.
He said, is Morant or H3 with this shirt on?
They all won home games.
Hey, Mike. Oh, the Commanders. Yeah, Mike. You know, we'll see what happens, bro. We'll see what happens, man.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
We'll see what happens, man.
What's split? What's this? Split? Oh, they split 2. Oh, split 2. Yeah, they split. They all won home games. But like you said, OKC is a hard place to win. It's a hard place to win a home game. They got a college mentality, and their fan base is like a college mentality.
See, and for that reason, OKC versus the Knicks would be dope, right?
It would be dope.
Those different atmospheres, those different home atmospheres, because you know they burning stuff down in OKC too, Matthias. Just in a different way. Just a little different.
Matthias, I was at MSG after they won Game 6. City was wild. If the Knicks win the chip, City's going to burn down for sure.
I just hate the fake love. Like I don't like certain people now.
Man, don't get me started. Don't get me started on those people.
You already know what I'm talking about. You already know what I'm talking about.
Love OKC and what they built. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wizards be lucky to have
you got to, and they're the youngest team in the league. That's what makes them so dope to watch.
And the Wizards would be lucky to have a situation like that. You know what I'm saying?
The Wizards, they're coming. Trust me, they're coming.
I don't know they're coming, but they would. I don't know they're coming, but they would be lucky to have a situation like that.
we bringing Katie back anyway.
All right, maybe it's time to go. Let's go to the other conference, the Eastern Conference. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. In the Eastern Conference Finals, the Indiana Pacers travel to New York to take on the Knicks. They'll be in MSG, where it's always popping. All right, Ray, how do you feel this series will pan out?
Man, this is WWE right here. You grew up watching. You talking about storylines and characters. OG Anunoby going up against his former teammate and Pascal Siakam. There's a lot of dope storylines. But there's two critical areas, Wole, that I look at. In the playoffs, both these teams have excelled at it, and that's comebacks, overcoming large deficits, and road wins. The Knicks picking up two huge road wins in Boston might be more impressive than the Pacers winning 2 in Cleveland. Who knows? I don't know. Both of them are dope. Both of them, like I said, came back. But when you go back to the regular season, you look at who can possibly sustain this. I'll give the edge to Indiana. Here's why. Indiana was 21-20 on the road during the regular season. The Knicks were 24-17 on the road. Yeah. Granted, the Pacers got going a little bit late. But the Pacers had 7 more fourth-quarter comeback wins than the Knicks. And I think that they've been able to carry that over into the playoffs. The Knicks have stepped it up. But to me, those critical areas is what will determine who wins the series. Because Halliburton, he looks like he wants to go in MSG. He wants to steal home court advantage. And I can see him doing that versus I don't know if I give the Knicks the edge to be able to do that, let's say if the Pacers with a higher seed. So that's what it comes down to for me. I don't know how you feel about that.
I think the Knicks are playing really good ball. I like their team as a whole because I think they have a bunch of what's going on, fellas? Yeah, Knicks were
good point. Good point.
Yeah,
see, I love the stats.
I think it's going. I just like the Knicks team overall compared to the Pacers. I like the Pacers scheme though. You know, the running up and down, the pace. It's hard for any team to beat. We saw how that hindered the Knicks in the series last year. It's going to be a tough series. I think it's going to be a very tough series. It can go either way. The Knicks haven't been strong at home, like super strong at home. It's like you can win a game in Madison Square Garden. They've been able to win games on the road. Pacers have been good at home. But I think this definitely going to be the Pacers' biggest test because of what happened to them in the postseason. And it's not their fault, but their oppositions, a lot of players, the people they had significant people getting hurt, like guys who are really important to the team. We saw how you saw that in the first series in Milwaukee with Dame. We saw that in the other series with the Cavs not having their guys for some of the games in the series. So this will be a series where they have initially they'll have these guys off the rip. They're playing against the Knicks team is going to be healthy. So we're going to see what this Pacers team going to do against a team with all their bullets. So that's the only thing I would say that's kind of hinders the Pacers is like we haven't really seen like this is an opportunity where they're actually seeing a team with all their guns.
Knicks going to bully them. This is not those Knicks, Paul. This is not Charles Oakley, Anthony Mason. This is Cat and what's his name? And I like him too. Gosh, I can see him in my head now. Mitchell Robinson. I like him, but
I like Mitchell Robinson.
This is not the same type of tough team. Josh Hart is the toughest dude, you know what I'm saying, on the squad, if you ask me. And I think Ben Mathurin against him is going to be an interesting.
I like Ben Mathurin.
Ben Mathurin he's a killer. He didn't play last season. Just remember that when these two teams met. So it's going to be fun to watch. I don't think it's going to be that clear cut.
No,
maybe what Paul is saying, but in that environment again, MSG makes everybody feel tough.
Yeah.
So maybe the allure of MSG may make them puff up their chest a bit. Brunson is tough. Josh Hart is tough, but in terms of the front line, don't get it twisted. And you got my man. He looks like Teofimo Lopez. He's coming back.
Oh my God, Obi! I know you know Obi talking. I know who you were talking about. We'll get my man. I said Knicks starters averaging around 37 minutes per game, while the Pacers starters are averaging around 30 minutes per game. Will it matter?
Yeah, fatigue is something. I mean, I think.
What's they always? Thibodeau always runs his players. I feel like I'm a believer in playing your best players. Period. So I'm like the time that like the minutes don't really concern me if you can do it. It shouldn't matter. I mean, you know what? Naturally, it should matter if those players that are reserving their starters are coming out being productive. So it naturally will matter if that's the case. If they're not productive, then then the Knicks it'll be favored the Knicks, right? Because you have your starters against reserves who aren't playing high level. But I always like again the way the Pacers play that pace in the postseason make them difficult. I believe the season series I think they beat the Knicks in the season series too, so it's kind of leaning their way 3-2. I think because maybe they played in-season, whatever you want to call that crap is.
That bull crap. The gold cup. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, whatever that is. So like there is a rivalry. Like you talking about, it is like a WWE rivalry, right? It's got like you have the two of the best players and Halliburton and Brunson in the WWE doing some type of thing against each other in the ring. So it has a whole like vibe. Like this is a matchup that was built to happen. I think the NBA wins with this one. That's one thing I do want to say. Like in terms of what happened on the West, like I don't think ideally. I mean, it's cool to have a new generation of talent in the West with Shea and Ant. But this is what the NBA won in terms of a totality of a team. Pacers, Knicks, old school vibe. And then also if you want to double back on what happened last year too at the same time, I think it's what the NBA wants. It's like trying to gear that rivalry and have that type of matchup. I think it's dope. I really do. I think this should go 7. I believe it's like it's going to be a very competitive series. I mean, you got Jalen Brunson over Halliburton. Who do you take there? Like in terms of those 2 point guards, it can go either way, right? And they're two different dudes. You have Brunson, who's more of a scorer, and Halliburton, who's more of an overall point guard, right? But they're both clutch, right? They both made clutch plays in this postseason. Then you go with, I think Todd says it's going to be up to Cat and Turner. I know he said that, man. If it's between Cat and Turner, you better get at the Cat. Turner I ain't worried about no Miles Turner over Cat. That I won't even lie to you. I'm not, because I've seen enough of Miles Turner. I think Miles Turner should be so much better as a basketball player than he is, now. He's been decent. Don't get me wrong. He's never been a solid NBA player, but I'm taking Cat over that. If that's the matchup, then Cat can win that matchup easily. Because Cat should win that matchup. Better shooter. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I haven't seen nobody. I was going to say I haven't seen nobody in the chat pick the Pacers yet. And I like McBride. I don't think Deuce shows up on the road though, Matthias, yet. I haven't seen him do I haven't seen him Deuce McBride. Because he was saying he as a backup point guard gives the edge to the Knicks, but on the road he doesn't seem like he has that same confidence.
How they overrated? Nah, he's not. We know he's not.
No, that's been my guy since college, man.
That's been Ray's dude all for a minute.
Before he hit the national stage, I was like, this dude got it. Ask my man, Coach Jim Helmet, but that doesn't matter really. What matters is he's brought the Pacers back after some down seasons. Once, Paul George and that crew that ran into LeBron, unfortunately, they couldn't get over the hump. Pacers were down for a while, and now Halliburton has brought back not just winning, but excitement to Indiana Pacers basketball. So, yeah, TJ McConnell is a beast, though. Good point. Yes.
Tyler, I know this got to be Tyler. I'm sure this is Tyler. Yeah, Tyler, he a beast.
I would say that Deuce hits those open threes, in New York, but TJ McConnell, I told Wole, we talked just off the record, like TJ McConnell actually had a bigger impact in a lot of the games in that Cleveland series than Halliburton did.
He a dog. Tyler for sure. Yeah, I thought so.
Nobody's picked him yet. Nobody's picked him.
No, Tyler got Indiana.
Oh, he got the Pacers. Yeah. Pat McAfee, who you think he's gonna pick? Hey, my only question in terms of this series for you, Wole, and for everybody in the chat, and again, thanks to everybody for pulling up tonight, is who has the coaching edge, Carlisle or Thibodeau? That's it. That's all I want.
College champion, so I got to go with Carlisle. And Thibodeau,
he's an assistant champion.
I don't count.
A poor man, Steve Blake. Stop. Don't do that to him.
Poor man, Steve Blake. A poor man, Steve Blake.
Poor man? How can you call somebody a poor man, Steve Blake? Maybe he compares to Steve Blake. Not a poor man, though.
That's a good. Nah. They're both good. I don't even want. They're both good role players. I don't know how to describe.
Steve Blake, he played well for the Blazers and the Lakers. Did he play well for the Lakers?
Okay. Yeah, he did. He played well everywhere he's been. He's played well.
Philly and Indiana. I mean, I don't know.
They all play well. They play well in their role. It's hard. They're both scrappy. I don't know.
I think Steve Blake got a better three ball and probably better perimeter.
Maybe a better three ball, but
might be even better passer for real. Steve Blake is probably
a better passer. He's a better passer. But McConnell can shoot a good midi. McConnell can shoot a real good. He can shoot a good midi though. He's got a nice little mid-range jumper. But you know what? He's a hard worker. I don't know how to explain. He's like a hard worker. He wasn't supposed to be like.
He's Cam Scatterbo. he just outworks everybody, but his talent is like
maybe. I'm trying to think.
I mean, he outworks folks.
It's like Carter. It's like Anthony Carter. Remember Anthony Carter?
You don't even like Anthony Carter though, bro. You thought
he's better. He's way better than Anthony Carter. But it's like hard. He's way better than Anthony Carter. McConnell's way better than Anthony Carter. I'm trying to think.
You trying to think of somebody who works hard and
he works because his jumper wasn't like that when he got in the league, and then it just got better.
Steve Wojciechowski, Duke.
Him in no league. He ain't playing no league. I'm talking about guys who play in the league.
Okay, in the league.
In the league. Yeah. I think it's like
nobody comparable, man.
Because I feel like Steve Blake was always good, though. I thought Steve Blake was always Steve Blake.
Steve Blake was
like
TJ McConnell had to earn it.
Yeah, TJ McConnell had to earn it. Like Steve Blake was always like Steve Blake. You know what I mean? Like he had to earn more playing time, but he was always Steve Blake, though. Like TJ McConnell, if you watch him Arizona,
what about poor man's Van Vliet then? Because Van Vliet had to work hard.
He had to work. That's a good one because his J got better. Like he started shooting like wild threes now. Yeah, that's a good one too. A
little smaller.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that.
Steve Blake. Yeah, Steve Blake was better though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Steve Blake was good coming in the league, dog. He was like when he played with the Wizards when they played him and Juan, even not John Wall. Gilbert Arenas talked about it. Like
he was never at loopholes, Wole, when we was there.
Yeah, he was not loopholes.
He didn't party. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't party with us. Like he didn't party.
You saw John Gilchrist in there.
We saw Gilchrist.
We saw Gilchrist every week, but we didn't see Steve Blake.
We didn't see Steve Blake. We never saw like Juan Dixon either, dog.
Juan was gone by then, though.
Was he gone? Steve Blake was there for 1 year?
Steve Blake was there after Juan for a little bit.
I feel like, was he? Like a year? Maybe
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe.
I don't think we were supposed to see him then. Because I don't think.
Maybe we weren't supposed to see him.
Yeah, I don't think we were supposed to see him. I did see Juan Dixon in PG Flaccid, though.
I saw him at Coppin State, bro. I saw him at DC Lab. That's where I saw him, man. Him and Lonnie Baxter.
Oh,
Juan Dixon. Yeah. I've never seen Steve Blake in person before. Never.
I've never seen him in person.
Antonio Daniels. That's what man. He watches highlights like, oh, Duke will be a beast.
You said where Steve Blake and Antonio Daniels' career really mirrored each other. That's wild because Antonio Daniels was was a lottery pick. That's the crazy thing about it.
Yeah,
He was a lottery pick. Remember I was all hyped on him, dog. When I saw his highlight clip.
Yeah, that's how that's how the NBA draft does you, man. Ricky Rubio.
Yeah, we had Blake and when they beat the Bulls. Yeah, they was all
so
right.
Blake wasn't there no more. He wasn't there. My bad.
Yeah. We wouldn't see him Bulls, though.
But hold on, Blake and Gilchrist got into a fight. That's why.
Because Gilchrist been that joint for a minute. Like he was he was a young boy.
But Juan was gone, so he stayed 1 year after Juan.
He may have stayed one more year.
So we never saw Juan. I mean, we never saw Steve Blake. Like I said at the parties, man. Dollar drink night, Thursdays, man.
Was it just $1? Wasn't I thought it was cheaper than $1?
No, it was $1 cups. The red cup.
I know it was like I thought it was 50 cents for some strange.
It could have been. It might have been 50 cents. All I know
was like 50 cents. Dog, we act like it was rappers in that joint, dog. Like we was like, hey, everybody get one.
If you wanted a VIP section, you had to buy $50 worth of drinks, and we was like, bet. Yeah, man, that was the days. But anyway,
oh man,
no, I don't know if anybody heard the question that I at least posed in terms of coaching edge. You said Carlisle has the edge just because he won a chip. Thibodeau is a defensive guru. Thibodeau kind of overworks his guys sometimes.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Thibodeau has been showing he's been doing his thing. Joe Mazzulla was a championship winning coach and he beat him. So does that
matter? I mean, it doesn't matter.
I don't know.
He's beaten championship coaches. He just hasn't won. He just hasn't won the big game. I mean, to me, this is if he ain't going. I ain't gonna lie to you. If he don't win it now, he don't get to the finals. Now he ain't gonna ever get to the finals. This is the best chance for him. This is the best chance. This is the best chance for real for him.
Tibbs needs this. He needs this. The city of New York needs it. The fans need it. Look,
next year it's gonna get tougher. Next year should be tougher.
Yeah, because the Wiz gonna be better next year too.
Nah, not them. Next year is gonna be tougher. Teams will get healthier.
I think Tatum misses all the next season, so I don't know.
Oh, but well, you know what? It may not be tougher.
I don't know. Philly, man, with the
man. I mean, I'm never gonna be man.
Philly's going to if Philly takes Ace Bailey, I don't think that moves the needle. You know what I'm saying? You got Milwaukee.
Oh, that would be good though.
And you got Milwaukee with Dame's going to miss the majority of next season. The Knicks are still in a good position regardless of what happens, but you want to seize this moment now where you don't have to go through the Tatums of the world in order to get there, or the Giannis's of the world.
Yeah, it's better off doing now.
Yeah.
When you're going against people who are more green. No, man,
Tibbs, you right, bro.
Yeah, he was. He was crazy.
He will get you hurt.
Dog, he a killer, bro. Tibbs is a career killer for real. Nah, man, I was watching that. I was like, y'all up 30, dog. Take him out. Like he saw an OG out there shooting threes. OG was like limping like 2 games or like a hamstring type joint. And I was like, come on. Tibbs is like the most wildest coach. He wild, man. He's a wild boy. He just really is.
Tibbs crazy.
He's real crazy. He's real crazy. What we got here?
Boston's window is closed because of the second April. Milwaukee is cooked and will probably lose Giannis. Only team that will get significantly better is Detroit and Orlando. I like that. I like what Detroit's building. But I think the Knicks still, I would give them the edge against Detroit and Orlando at this point. So yeah, the Knicks, they have a good chance to have that sustained success that they need for the next several years. And Tibbs, will be around. He'll be there, and be interested to see what they do in the offseason. They lost one big man in last year's postseason, but they still back in the same position. So that speaks a lot to what they do. You know what I'm saying, as a group.
Yeah, I think the Knicks right now.
Hardenstein. Excuse me.
I think the Knicks right now are in. I think they're I ain't must win, but I feel like, and it ain't gonna be easier. I still think it'll get easier for them. Especially because they're gonna have to lose. They may have to lose some players. I don't know how long. What's Josh Hart's contract? I don't think he'll be able to. I don't know. I think some players gonna have to leave. So I don't know. That's valuable to a championship team.
OG might be one of those guys. Yeah.
OG, I mean, because didn't they just pay OG? I don't know. They got some dudes on salary.
No, not OG. I'm sorry. Bridges, Mikal Bridges. I don't know.
He should stay next year.
He signed an extension.
He in a trade. Their trade is he's still fresh in his deal, right? If I remember, he's still fresh in his deal from
when he went to Brooklyn, he signed a deal with Brooklyn.
Yeah, I believe so. He still should have a fresh deal. Let me check his. I'm gonna check his contract.
I don't know.
Bridges should still have his contract.
I can't say definitively because I know.
I'm about to check his contract now.
I know both him and Cam was seeking deals in Phoenix, and then they got dealt, and I was attracted because
he got one more year. He's a free agent in 26, 27.
Oh, is that? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, I was wrong.
So good. Yeah, he's got. Yeah,
I mean, I like Bridges, but well, in terms of the way the Knicks play basketball, Bridges he's critical, man.
He's perfect because they play defense. They play defense. He's perfect. He's
critical.
He's what Thibodeau prefers. He's what Thibodeau prefers. Without him, once they got rid of DiVincenzo, he's a player they definitely needed. Just because of the way he plays defense.
Jordan Clark type of bucket off the bench to continue to have success.
Yeah, 6 man because McBride is supposed to be that person for him, right?
Yeah, he's pretty. He gotta be consistent though. Yeah,
he gotta be consistent. I ain't gonna lie.
Y'all can have Jordan Poole, Matthias, y'all with him.
That's trash. That's trash. The question is, do they pay? That's what I'm saying. It's Hart is the money. Do they pay Hart, and is he valuable outside New York? That's a good question. I don't know if he's valuable depending on the team he's on, but I think he gets his most value in the Knicks. It's almost like, but it's not like we talk about Josh Hart like Draymond Green or something. Like I think Draymond Green on another team, and it's wild to say this compared to Josh Hart. I think Draymond Green on another team is whatever. Like I don't even think no one cares. Like he's not even that type of player. I think Josh Hart, if you put him on a particular team, like a championship team that just plays defense, and he play that role defense because he don't really try to score big buckets. He does the same thing. He's great when he drives in transition because he goes to the basket tough. Occasionally he can make the open shot, and he plays physical hard defense. I think his style of basketball can fit in on a particular team compared to. I think it's just the best with the Knicks because he got chemistry with Brunson and Bridges. You know what I'm saying? I think the chemistry makes him a better player on the Knicks, but I do think he can play anywhere else though.
Hart had to me, and
I think he's more. I think he has more.
He proved himself in New Orleans.
Draymond do something like that. Exactly. I think he brings more outside. Yeah, he brings more than Draymond. I mean, outside. I think Draymond is perfect for that team. Like Draymond,
I would pay him definitely.
Yeah, I think Draymond is way better. I mean, Draymond's great with the Warriors. If you put Hart with the Warriors, he won't be the same like Draymond, right? I'm not saying that. It's a perfect fit. It's a perfect fit. But I think you put Hart somewhere else, he could still, like you said, Ray, New Orleans, he still had success. The Lakers, he had success, for real. With the Lakers, he had success. He's had some successful places. He's been successful in other places. But I think with the Knicks, he's just perfect. It's just a perfect place for him.
Matthias, what do you think about a guy like Kuminga coming off the bench in New York if he leaves Golden State? Because Golden State,
Kuminga should not be on the bench nowhere else in life. He should be starting somewhere. He should not be on the bench.
He's a star to me too. I'm just saying.
He should never be like this. This thing about him being a bench player needs to stop. I'm serious. Like he should not be a bench player.
My guy too.
Yeah,
I like Kuminga.
He said, "Play Josh should retire." Agree. Josh is NYC. Todd said if they pay hard, can they keep their starting five together, and is their starting five good enough for a chip? That's a good question. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not sure. That's why I'm like is this the best chance to try to win it now? I'm a firm believer. Like this is the best opportunity, like to get to the finals, because it ain't gonna get any easier after this. So I feel like,
Paul said we can have Jonathan Kuminga. I'm telling you, he can hoop. He can
hoop. Jonathan Kuminga is a baller. Like the problem is your coach Steve Kerr. I mean, your coach Steve Kerr don't know how to coach young dudes. That's the problem. But that's a whole different.
Ooh, yeah, Paul, you got to come on for that debate, man. I'm not jumping in.
That's the problem. Like the body of work is there. The body of work is there. Like you name some of the good young players, the players they had that were deemed bust. He can't coach them. He can only coach. He can coach Mark Jackson guys. If that for me, keep that a being. Needs to prove he can drive the ball consistently from the perimeter before anyone can take a chance on him. I mean, folks were saying, I don't know, folks were saying stuff about James Harden, and I knew James Harden was going to be a bucket when he left OKC. I'm saying you put a Kuminga in a place and say, "Hey, give me the ball, let him go to work." then you'll be all right. I feel like he can coach Steph. That's you. I'm gonna put it in the purest form, like in the purest sense of Warrior fans. You see, like Jimmy, you see Jimmy, how Jimmy Butler played in Miami. Like Jimmy was getting buckets, right? With a lesser team, right? Right, Ray? Like Jimmy Buckets was getting in Miami. He was going like they like let Jimmy work, right? Jimmy in Golden State ain't the same like Jimmy in Miami. Why? Because they run a certain system. Golden State has their team fixated, like their team coached towards Steph, and he's gone now, Clay. That's how their team is constructed. When them dudes are gone, especially Steph, when Steph is gone, they're not a good team. They're not a good team. They're not even. They're a bad team. But when Steph is on the floor, and this is what even with Jimmy, they're great. But when Steph is on the floor, when Steph is not on the floor and Jimmy's there, they're not a good team. So that's why I was like, Steve Kerr coaches off of the spacing of what Steph creates. Steph is in terms of Steph is like one of the only players, truth be told, that you got to guard as soon as he breaks half court. That's how thorough Steph is. As soon as he breaks half court, you got to be on him. Period. And you know how hard that is to defend in terms of how much spacing that allows, knowing that you got to worry about one dude and you got to follow this one dude. How much spacing, how much easier that is for Draymond, how much easier is that for Looney, how much easier is that for even Buddy Hield on the squad now? They don't have that's why Steve Kerr, you take that away from Steve Kerr, you see what Steve Kerr coaches. You see it. So when you talk about Steve, like Kuminga ain't playing good, take Kuminga off of Steve Kerr. Put him somewhere else. And the only reason why I even think that what's the dude? Oh my God, they got is it Mooney? Not Looney. It's Mooney, right? Is Mooney the guard?
Who, Moses Moody?
I love Moody, bro, coming out. But they had to make him into a role player so he could stay in the league. They had to turn him into a role player.
He said players have to learn to play with Steph. Yeah, I agree with that too.
I'm just there, yeah, Moody, like
Steve Kerr, you can tell by how he was criticized about the whole Tatum DNPs.
You could tell.
You could tell the type of coach that he is, what he wants.
Yeah.
And it's nothing wrong with that. It's just it hurts young guys like Kuminga who don't get a chance to grow the right way or develop the right way. In my eyes, I think Kuminga is a lot more talented than what he's been able to show. Wiseman got his opportunity in other places and didn't quite work out. So I don't know what's going to happen with Kuminga.
But this is the thing. This is my problem with that. This is my problem with the Wiseman, and this is the same thing for Kuminga. The problem is that, and it's an NBA. Once you get moved like what Kuminga's doing as a bench player, and sometimes you're DNP, your typecasting is over. You're typecasted and it's over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're typecasted. It wasn't like Kuminga's moving to 6. The blessing for Kuminga for real was Steph got hurt and he got to put up some numbers. Now teams will look at him differently. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be real. But once you don't get minutes, bro, you get typecasted. That's what happens. Then your talent don't matter anymore. A lot of teams don't give you an opportunity when you get typecasted as an individual who don't get burned.
I think he just needs to be a student of the game. Continue to try to raise your IQ. And that way he'll make better plays. He'll cut back on some of the inconsistencies that guys are on here talking about. Even sometimes the turnovers he made. I could tell Jimmy was like frustrated with him at times because he was playing extended minutes. But it goes back to, again, Steve Kerr at times didn't give them opportunity because he didn't get minutes. He didn't get any minutes on some games, and that can mess the rhythm up of a player.
That'd be great, man.
That'd be good. I'll take
a bad team. No, I'm serious, man. He needs to go on a bad team. That's the fact. He needs to be on a bad team where he can get the touches. I'm serious.
I forgot you a Golden State fan though.
He'll go State.
Yeah, we all agree he needs to get out of Golden State so much. I only mentioned him because I said the Knicks could use somebody like him off the bench, somebody who has athleticism, ability.
I like Todd's question.
Coaches. Yeah,
I like Todd's question. So out of this year's Final Four teams, OKC has the best situation. Are they set up for a Spurs type run? I think so. I think they got a good situation.
Yeah, they're so young too.
They're so young. I think Holmgren hasn't even reached the stride yet. I think they got players, man. And then Shai's he's entering his prime. You know what I mean? He's entering his prime. They're scary. They're scary good, man. They're scary good. I think them, and I think with some seasoning, the Houston Rockets have an opportunity with some seasoning.
Chicken Brazar. Nah, bro. Sar is untouchable.
So I just made first. He just made first team rookie.
He's untouchable.
Alex,
I'm
sorry.
going Knicks over the Pacers. Knicks versus OKC. OKC is so young. They're
That's
fearless.
you got. I thought you would have Indiana. I thought you would go Indiana.
Nah, I'm going with the Knicks just because the Knicks are they're the team people want to see. Although, of course, I'm rocking with my man Halliburton.
I know that's your dude, light skinned folks. I thought you
so is Jalen Brunson. So is Jalen Brunson. But I've been
that's
rocking
right though.
Halliburton.
You know what? This light
I've
skinned
been rocking with Halliburton longer. So
you have
longer,
though.
like
I'm gonna be real. Ray has been so Halliburton. Like he said, the Wizards should have got him.
I wanted the Wizards to get him so bad, man. I was so mad, but he didn't want to come here. He said that in an interview, and it worked out.
Oh yeah, he said that.
Yeah, and then to go to a situation in Sacramento to play alongside De'Aaron Fox and still show out.
I know Ray said that too. He said it.
Yeah,
Say shave butter.
Hey, anybody can win all these Final Four. It's gonna be fun. But what you don't want is Indiana versus OKC in the finals. I'm sorry.
That's my question. So that's my question for everybody else, though. That's good. That's
from an entertainment perspective.
For an entertainment point, what do y'all think is best for the NBA in terms of like the finals? For entertainment purpose, like ratings, what is the best final outcome? Like not what you want, but what is the best? We love you, Tosh.
That's why I'm like,
Tosh.
Much love, Tosh. You already know what it is.
He said, agreed. I agree with this one. Knicks Wolves. I agree with this. Then you got Cat versus Julius Randle. I like this. New York.
The storylines would be dope. That's what it is right there. Although I just like OKC. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying the general public is going to want to see that, but but the Knicks have to be there. Period. Yeah, that's right from entertainment perspective. But the Pacers are dope. Basketball heads gonna watch it, but the NBA is looking for more than that.
Take DiVincenzo versus Brunson's dad. Yeah, you go wild. I forgot about that show. That show was wild. Everybody in agreement. Yeah. Ellison, like Minnesota, New York. Yeah, I think that would be it. That would be it. I think that would be like the dopest. That would be the dopest joint. I wouldn't be mad at that joint. Like, even though I think OKC was gonna win. I wouldn't be mad at that one.
Will be wild. I agree with that, Taj, for sure. But I guess all the hypotheticals go out the window until we see what happens. Wole, who did you pick? You got the Pacers or you got the Knicks?
I got the Knicks. I think the Knicks. I like the team.
Oh, it's not gonna work.
We agree. I don't know if it's gonna work out now. We agree way too much. I just think it's their time. I feel like people learn, and it's their time. I think it's the Knicks' time. But I am going to be excited for that Brunson versus, because even last year Brunson had like that, he was dealing with a hamstring injury too. So he was like at the end, he wasn't even as healthy as he was. So I think they're gonna have, this one's gonna have so much fire, because there's gonna be so much fire in this joint, man. It is. It's gonna be so much fire. So I think this is a series for Cat too to go off. I think this series fits Cat's game compared to playing Boston. I think this is a series, like, this is more free flowing. He can shoot the three. They run it up and down. He can post more in this game. Boston, it's harder for him to post because you have physical bigs. You had Horford, Al Horford, who plays the physical style of basketball in terms of the post, and then you have Porzingis too, is another like large big. So I think this series fits Cat more. I expect Cat to really have a really thorough series against Indy. And I'm not saying it's going to develop into wins, but I expect Cat to have a really good series.
Yeah, I can see Ant playing that Reggie role. Oh yeah.
Oh, that would be dope, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, easily.
He gonna be at cuts and slices. He gonna be cutting up. He gonna be out in the streets. He gonna be doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's good for league. I just like the Thunder.
He's great for league, dog. He's great for the league.
Good stuff, bro.
Real good stuff, though, man. Yeah, I appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. This has been dope. I think we're all in agreement though, like about the excitement of the finals in terms of what everybody really wants to see. Yeah, Minnesota versus New York is what folks really want to see. But you probably won't get there. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Unless the NBA they trying to rig something like they rigged the draft. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, hey, thank y'all. Thank you all for pulling up anyway. Before we end this out. Hey, I'm gonna remind y'all, make sure to subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. Also follow us on X at Urban Sports Scene, on IG and TikTok at Urban Sports Scene. Also like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. And also, if you're new to our Urban Sports Scene YouTube channel, oh yeah, question, Paul, hit that red subscribe button. Also like the video. Ask your question, Paul. I'm here for you. Ask it. We'll wait for you before we close the show out. Don't maybe have dead silence though, Paul. I'm not trying to be on dead silence mode for you.
Yeah.
Time. Here you go. No, we ain't answered. Nah, we're not this show. We're gonna do that another show, bro. I'm gonna say that question for another show. All right,
Paul,
say that.
This is what it's all about right here.
Say it, Paul.
Michael Penix shops at Kroger. he eats healthy. Let's go. And he don't take the do-rag off unless he has to, man.
Hey, chill out, dude.
You sold out.
Chill out. So Paul will answer that question later. We have a Commander show on Friday. So don't worry
we
about
ain't
it,
have
bro.
a kicker, Paul. We'd have beat y'all.
Commander show on Friday, bro. So we can talk about that on Friday. Not about no kicker in Atlanta. Nobody worried about that.
We ain't had no kicker. Our punter tried to hit the game with on y'all.
Man.
You sound fake.
Ellison, put that sugar.
Well, I gotta be on that, Paul. Dang, go Hold on. I got y'all. There you go. Hell to the Redskins.
Now put that. Wait, that's Friday, y'all. We gonna do that talk on Friday, man. We're gonna do that talk on Friday. Y'all pull up on Friday.
I like how you spelling my name, Paul. Like I'm Mysterio. I love it.
That's how you spelling it. I ain't paying.
He said I'm a no-show. Oh, you talking about for the Falcons? Yeah, that was all burgundy and gold.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull back up, man. I'm gonna pull back up for y'all.
Look, man, Atlanta. Look, man, that's not a.
But they don't play Atlanta this year, though. So
don't worry about it. Ain't no big deal. Y'all
got all the primetime games, so I'm. I've been kicked off the show before though. When they lost, I pulled out. They're like, "Hold on, you say you weren't coming. Like you gotta."
Oh, I kicked them off. I did that. I said you ain't coming. Nah, you off.
Yeah.
Don't be coming off no losses. People trying to call on some losses and stuff. Trying to be funny. Nah, I knew you said you look. What happened?
Did you just hit the N-word?
No, I didn't. I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Nah, I didn't.
Hey, Paul, you heard it, right? He's like,
did I say it?
He said, nah, Ninja, you ain't.
Did I? Oh, I don't think I did.
Well, Lay's paying the fine.
We don't play. Yeah, we don't. No, I don't think I said that. Stop trying to put words in my mouth, bro.
Go back and watch it.
I ain't going back and watch it. I ain't going back and watch.
He said no. He said nah. He didn't say that. Okay.
I thought I thought so. I'm about to say you scared me, bro. I'm about to say because it sounds like something I would do. That's why.
I don't know. Oh, Atlanta again this year. The Falcons play the Commanders.
Yeah, we do play y'all.
Dang, this is what the 4th year in a row.
I know.
That's
I don't
crazy.
know why they be so.
It used to be like every 3 years.
I know. Why are we playing y'all so much? I don't get it.
Hopefully that's not a primetime game. Sheesh. Because they moved that they moved that game to primetime because of course for obvious reason. And then Penix gets to start his first real start. Like they did him so dirty. He wasn't ready yet. But he still played well though. That fourth and goal was dope though. I know it's not a rival. Come on now.
Nobody knows it. Nobody worried. Like, look, it's not a rival. These two separate conferences. We don't even. I don't know where we play each other that much. To be honest with you.
Nah, I'm not saying that. Atlanta got some work to do. We got some defensive pieces that's gonna be good in a couple years.
Look, man. Like I said.
Anyway,
we do all that stuff. Anyway, like I said, boy, man.
Shout out to Paul.
Paul, you dope, man. Anyway, you've been listening to the Urban Sports Scene for ages. You dig? Deuces. We are out.
Peace.